So you got 9-2 Punahele Soriano, 9-2 Roman Kopylov. Big middleweight showdown. Okay, what's this? UFC finalizing fight. Justin Gaethje, Rafael Fiziev, March 18th in London. Okay, okay. So we need some of the new guys coming up to fight some of the old heads and see what happens. Both fighters feeling each other out here early on. Soriano comes in with a big right. Soriano shorter, lower to the ground. He's got a lot of power. Kopylov does too, but he's more trying to keep the distance in here because when they get close, it seems like Soriano in the first 3 engagements has gotten the better of Kopylov. Now Kopylov goes back to the jab and a leg kick, and that's what he wants to do. So if you're Soriano, let's eat up this cushion early. Yep. Comes in covered up. Lands some big shots, and then Kopylov gets out of there. That's what we've seen so far. 11-4 right now for Kopylov, then, because he is keeping that distance. Oh, nice combo by Kopylov. Now Soriano comes in with a big left. And I tell you right now, it seems to me like Soriano's already getting, you can see him getting more and more tired as this fight would go on. So if you're Kopylov right now, just keep doing what you're doing. Ooh, and a nice left uppercut. Now left by Punahele, and he's throwing some bombs. And when he doesn't land, he's taking a lot of energy out the gas tank. Ooh. Yeah, Soriano's taking deep breaths here. We're only halfway through round 1. So Umar winning the first fight. Umar Nurmagomedov. Ketlen Vieira gets shocked by Rockwell Pennington, who's won her 5th fight in a row. That's how things have been going so far here at Fight Night. Ooh, and a nice left now by Soriano. And he keeps wincing, not like in pain, like taking deep breaths, like he's breathing a lot through his mouth, trying to get some breaths through his nose. And man, you can imagine, like, I grew up playing sports where there's a lot of running, but I mean, football, you're getting hit, but you get hit, and then that's it. Then you get back up, you got time to recover, hopefully. But in MMA, it's like someone's constantly jabbing at you, diving into the body. So when you get tired and start breathing hard, it's not a good feeling. And that's what you're seeing right now from Soriano. Big deep breaths. Kopylov's already, is he over 30? Oh, wow, 34-13. Yeah, so Kopylov definitely with a lot of activity. Over 8 significant strikes per minute now. A couple big shots by Soriano. See if that can slow down Kopylov, but don't seem like it. And Kopylov goes in for a nice takedown and gets side control. Okay. Yeah, and that's what you want to do. Keep landing some strikes. Even if he gets up, all right, they separate. Because I think if you're Kopylov anyway, let's keep the fight on the feet. Soriano looking a little more wobbled in the weak legs. Breathing hard. Yep, there you go. All right, both guys are good up at the time. First round comes to an end. So nice round there by Kopylov. Clearly got the win in round one. At least from the judges' perspective, 38-17 in significant strikes. 26-17 headshots, 3-0 body shots, 9-0 leg shots. And he did have that one nice takedown. Only held it for like 10 seconds, but still. You get credit for that takedown too, so it looks good. Looking good right now for Roman Kopylov. We'll see how this thing continues, but to me, Soriano's looking a little tired. So as we look forward, UFC 283 next week, baby. Light heavyweight title up for grabs, potentially. Can you imagine if we get 2 draws in a row? That'd be wild. But Jamal Hill versus Glover Teixeira. If Teixeira wins, right? I mean, we're still just right back to a rematch between Iri Prochazka and Glover Teixeira. Except Glover Teixeira will be the champion. Won't make much difference when the octagon door closes. So, but if Jamal Hill can get the big win, then we got some. We got some action. Kopylov opens it up with a knee here in the second round. And Soriano already starting quick again. And I don't know if this is a good strategy for him. And Soriano, tough predicament, right? Because on one end, you do want to slow down and gather yourself and not wear yourself out. But you're dealing with a guy in Kopylov who's he's kicking you, he's jabbing, he's waiting for the big opportunity, but it's constant activity, man. So on one level, you want to wait, but on the other level, you're like, he's wearing me down. I got to get that big finish. And if you don't get it, you just continue to compromise yourself in terms of the gas tank. So it's just a tough predicament. He needs a big finish. And who knows what happens. Right now he hasn't phased Kopylov, although he did land a nice left right there. Ooh, a nice spinning kick to the stomach by Roman. Ooh. Now Soriano definitely looking slower. That didn't help the breathing. I mean, football is rough enough, but you get to run back to the huddle for a second. Unless you're in a no huddle offense, but you get to run back to the huddle and try to gather yourself. MMA, not so much. I remember I was rocked one time in football. I mean, rocked in front of like 5,000 people. And, of course, we're on the road, and the crowd's going crazy because I just got mollywopped by this linebacker. And I ran back to the huddle dizzy, and I told the quarterback, just don't throw it to me the next play. You know what I mean? I need a minute to recover. But in MMA, you don't get that. I mean, you don't get it. Oh, goodness. Kopylov's really pouring it on now. Soriano's in trouble. You see the wince. Now Kopylov sees it, and he's turning it on. Oh, man, those kicks are really hurting. And you see the grimaces on the face of Soriano, but for the moment, he's all good. Kopylov went in to try to get the finish, but it didn't happen. And hopefully now Kopylov didn't overwork himself. Punahele goes in for the takedown. Kopylov a little tired too. But, go back to the leg kicks. They were working. And a crazy pace by Roman Kopylov. Oh, another one to the rib, another leg kick. And Punahele's in trouble. And he's crumpled now, and that's it. The ref stops it. That's it. Wow, big win by Roman Kopylov. And I don't think Punahele's complaining on this one because he was kicked in the ribs several times. You could just see the grimaces. And finally, this last one, he just kind of crumpled down and covered up. And the ref jumped in about 5 seconds after that. But, man, let's see these in slow motion. Yeah, that's right. The spinning kick is what started it. Okay. So now you work the body. It comes right back with a jab. Boom. Yep. And then he unloaded earlier, tired himself out. And then there, the same kick to the right side of Soriano. And then you could just see the will in Soriano's face. Say, that's it, man. And Roman Kopylov is going to move to 10-2, and a big win here in the middleweight division for him at UFC Fight Night.